Elaine Thompson here, certified life and weight loss coach and former crash diet queen. So it should come as no surprise to you that I have been there, done that when it comes to falling off the weight loss wagon. I could last a few weeks, sure, but eventually some switch would flip. Treat yourself suddenly became my mantra. Or the slightly more sneaky, it's okay, I'll make up for it next week. If anything about this at all sounds slightly familiar, I'm going to give you my best tips for getting right back to your real priorities as quickly as possible. If you're ready to be done with the roller coaster for good, you can join the 8 Pounds Down challenge in the link below. Okay, so your first step back to weight loss once you veered off course, a little bit, is to drop the drama. Definitely easier said than done, so you're going to really have to put your foot down here. Shaming yourself or playing the blame game just doesn't work. It feels like you're getting somewhere in the moment, beating up on yourself for messing it all up. Play that one out. You don't end up ready to take on the world. You end up in a puddle of misery and self-disgust. Want to know a quick fix for that? A cupcake. Seriously, you'll feel better just for a minute as the sugar hits your brain. But then it's back to the self-hate, and that is a vicious cycle you do not want on repeat. Your brain is never going to be on board to try again if all it gets is the crap kicked out of it for its efforts. Make your weight loss journey an attractive option instead of the beginning of another war on your self-esteem. Have some compassion for yourself. Why does it maybe make perfect sense you wanted to indulge in something that didn't fit with the plan? Were you possibly responding to a feeling you'd rather not feel? This happens all the time. We've pretty much been trained to avoid all negative feelings with an ice cream sundae from birth. Next time, just get out ahead. Notice the feeling you want to avoid and try allowing yourself to experience it. Life is 50-50, and the sooner you can embrace it, the better for your waistline. Or maybe this time instead, you just stumbled into an old habit. Every time you walk in the door at your parents' house, it's like a magnet is pulling you towards the kitchen and the plate of cookies sure to be on the counter. Okay, this is perfect. Great. Now you know what triggered that behavior, and you can be ready for it next time. Listen, brain, I know you're going to want a cookie when we get to mom's house, but we're going to work on starting a new pattern instead. Try bypassing the kitchen completely. Sure, the first time or two, of course, it is going to take some effort because old habits usually take like a little bit of oomph to break, right? But the more times you avoid the pull, the weaker the habit becomes. Pretty soon, you'll be working on cementing a new habit, like having a water bottle handy or something like that, just a little more in line with your goals. Finally, maybe you just actually felt like enjoying a little something. Perfect! You just gotta own it. Don't get mad in the aftermath. If you find yourself full of regret later, take note. Turns out you just don't think the ramifications of that particular food were worth it. Use this data to make a more informed choice next time. Now we're actually getting somewhere. We're making progress. Once all that is sorted out and you understand why you chose to eat in the first place, and then how to use that information to your advantage next time, shift gears. It's time to get back to your priorities. Get your fridge stocked with foods that work for your goals right away. Remove the foods that don't. You don't need to make the shift any harder than it needs to be. Now remember, you don't have to eat the foods you don't want in the house. You can just toss them. You can always choose to have them another time, and eating food you don't want is just as wasteful as getting rid of it, except it's also denying your goals in the process. Want to get serious? Take it all one step further and write out the foods you plan on eating over the next couple days to get back on track. Once it's down on paper, the decision has been made. Your very best self, the one with all your deepest wants in mind, has spoken. Trust her and don't negotiate later. And also, a little side note here, if you're going to trust yourself to have your best interests in mind, you're going to have to deserve that trust. Don't set yourself up to fail by over restricting or playing some other quick fix game. Just get back to the plan. Have your own back. You are going to get so much farther this time around that way. Now that the totally reasonable plan is down on paper, consider how amazing you'll feel a few days from now when you've stuck to it. How empowered are you? Is your body shaking off the last of that fatigue and just like general ickiness and starting to hum along again? Write a few words on that too, so you make sure you understand why this whole thing is so worth it in the first place. At the end of the day, it all comes down to loving yourself enough to want better for your body. If you let yourself stew in shame and self-judgment, it's going to take that much longer to get back to prioritizing your goals. We have things to do. We just don't have time for all that. And if you really want to kick things into gear and shortcut what took me years to realize, join the 8 Pounds Down Challenge through the link below. Lose your first 8 the right way and make the rest of your weight loss journey a no-brainer.